Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sports Ball with Palmer. I know I didn't put it out Friday, but and I'll just give this a heads up, at least going forward, especially now. I mean, just look at the title of the video. Pretty much those playoff hopes are over. Uh, so, kind of with that being said, I'm just going to post a video once a week, basically recapping and then obviously looking ahead. Uh, just because, man, it's been so disappointing. But hey, yeah, Royals playoff hopes are kind of they're done. They're over. I think especially the Angel series when they lost that kind of at least. I mean, then they bounced back and beat the Twins, but it was just like, okay, how are you losing to the Angels? But then last week, honestly, is the nail in the coffin. You know, the straw that broke the camel's back. Fill in whatever cliche you want. Turn out the lights. The party's over. The fat lady has sung. The royal season's over. I mean, it's obviously they're still playing the last 2 weeks, but it is over. They're not making playoffs. Not unless somehow they went out and like the Astros lose out or something like just absurd. Like I don't think the Royals are gonna make the playoffs. Stick a fork in them. They're dead. Uh, hey, if they do it, I'll eat my words, but and y'all can cook me for it. But yeah, season's over. So they dropped 3 out of 4 to the Guardians. Honestly, an excruciating passion because again, I don't feel like the Guardians are better, especially right now because again, it's Quan and Ramirez, and then they've got other guys on the offense that are hurt, but just our offense does not scare me. And then they're pitching. They have a lot of injuries, and of course, Clase has been suspended for sports gambling, and you lose 3 out of 4. You lose the first game 10-2, and then the second game you lose 2-0, and then okay, you're already down. Lost the first 2 games of the series, and then okay, you bounce back, and then you're like, okay, maybe they'll walk out of here with the split, and then nope, just an excruciating passion, and they were up 2-0 in the last game of the series, and then just once again they score early, but then the offense doesn't do anything the rest of the game, and they ultimately lose 3-2. So they lost game one 10-2. Sorry, game one 10-2. Second game 2-0. Then they won 4-3. Then they lost the last game 3-2. So you lost 3 out of 4. That's really weird because you needed to find a way to go 4-3 or even 5-2, and you went 2-5. So, and then you played the Phillies over the weekend, and you could just see the gap because the Phillies are one of the best teams in the league. So you could tell there was a gap. Like Phillies are up here, Royals are down here. So there's definitely a gap. But then they got blown out game one, 8-2. Yeah, no, it was never close. Then okay, you finally scored 6 runs, but then you still lose because the Phillies scored 8. Like I mean, the Phillies have a really good. Even though Trey Turner and Alec Bohm are hurt right now, they're on the injured list, but Philly has a lot of depth. So, and then they kind of let their frustrations out Sunday afternoon. They won 10-3 to not get swept. Honestly, the lone, not just in the Phillies series, like over the week, what something it happened on Saturday. Salvi got his 300th career home run and 1,000th career RBI. So, congrats, Salvi. Well deserved. Again, selfishly, I wish he could have got it done at home in front of the home fans, but hey, he got there. I mean, and he hit 299 earlier in the game. And you're like, all right. And again, that's where my stuff is like, please don't hit one tonight. Please don't hit one tomorrow. Come home and get it against Seattle. But nope, he hit one later in the game, got to 300, and well deserved. I mean, he's not. He's definitely going to be a Royals Hall of Famer. There's still conversation of whether he's going to make it to Cooperstown. I think he should. I mean, yeah, maybe not all his stats, but I mean, for what he's done, I mean, he's still one of the better catchers. I mean, obviously, as he's gotten older, but then again, you kind of saw in that series, like, they haven't been playing Carter Jensen. Like, you saw when Fermin was here, because I mean, Fermin wasn't get the bulk of the catching, but he was catching more often than not, and Salvi was doing well because he was getting that extra rest. Well, since they've traded Fermin, Salvi's been like, okay, Maley's coming, obviously, just to give him a day off, but uh, yeah. Then you kind of saw his offense dip because now he's playing every day, and at least at this point in his career, he's not an everyday catcher. He's not, and I love Salvi, but he's not an everyday catcher. He should be more of a primarily at DH. You know, like he can catch every once in a while, and he's still good behind the plate, but he needs to be DHing more often than not. Uh, and again, with that being said, before I preview these series, Carter Jensen and Jack Caglione need to be playing just about every day. Like, I don't like, again, you're not going to make the playoffs. Play them, see what I don't want to say see what you got, but like kind of see what you got. Like, again, uh, like they don't have anything left to prove in Omaha, really. So give them that at bats. Let them learn these last 2 weeks, and again, hopefully Cags and hopefully Cags, because like there's been times that he's looked great, had great plate appearances, and then there's times he's definitely struggled. So again, give him those ABs, let him learn, and then hopefully next year he's able to put it together, all together. So, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but play Cags and Carter Jensen every day. Just about every day these last 2 weeks. But with that being said, this week the Royals are coming home for their last homestand of the season, a 6-game homestand. They will be playing the Seattle Mariners for 3, and then the Toronto Blue Jays for 3. They were off yesterday, and then they'll play obviously these next 6 days. So, again, also at this point, finish 500, finish above 500, finish with a winning record. There we go. Just, yeah, that's just all I am hoping for and expecting is just finish with a winning record, and move on to next year. And yeah. But anyways, so they'll be taking on Seattle for 3 tonight, tomorrow, and then Thursday afternoon. Pitching matchups is tonight. It'll be Logan Gilbert, or no, sorry, not Logan. No, yes, Logan. Sorry, I'm thinking of the Gilbert from Cleveland for a second, but Logan Gilbert, I didn't get it right, is going up against Michael Wacha tonight. Then it'll be Bryce Miller going up against Cole Reagans. And then Luis Castillo is going up against the best pitcher in the league, TBD, undefeated. No, I'm just kidding. So the Royals have not announced a starter for Thursday as of this recording. Kind of big news, Cole Reagans is making his first start since what was it, June when he went on the disabled list? So somewhere around there. Like he's been out for a while now. He has been making rehab starts in AAA for the Storm Chasers, and he has looked good. There haven't been any setbacks. And again, I'm a little torn because it's like we're not going to make, but again, it's just kind of like keeping with the program. Like this was when he was going to come back anyway, regardless of if we were in a playoff. Like, okay, don't say we aren't or weren't, but obviously now, as back as we are, we aren't mathematically eliminated, but it's like, okay, just let them. And again, I doubt they're like, obviously, if he runs into trouble, they'll pull him. You know, they're not going to overwork him. He might have an innings limit. If he does, that would not surprise me because again, you just want to keep it the program. So like, okay, maybe he only goes, and that's could be what he's scheduled for. Maybe he only goes 4 innings on Wednesday, but that's the schedule. Like no matter how he's looking, he's only going 4. So I'm okay with that. Let him kind of, not I guess amp back up, but just kind of get a little bit. So by the time obviously spring training rolls around, like it's not well. Obviously, he's been pitching in for the Storm Chasers in AAA, but he wouldn't have thrown for however long. So all right, let's see what he got. But I mean, well, Seattle had been, but they've kind of picked things back up. Um, I mean, obviously, Reagan's has up and down. I mean, obviously dealing with health, and I think that's part of been his pitching troubles this year is he hasn't been healthy, which is again where I'm like, well, why? But again, it's kind of keeping with the program. So maybe we can some because I do think we match up good. And again, you're getting Walker and Reagan's now. Again, it's TBD on Thursday, so probably looking at a bullpen game. But maybe we can because Reagan's when he's on now. Again, he might only go 4 innings, and then it's kind of like I mean, you know, I don't hate the bullpen. I mean, they're decent. We got good arms there, so. But I think we do. I mean, I'll say we do. Because I mean, obviously, outside of the last home stand, like we have been since that horrible June, we've been really good at home. So I think they kind of buy into that home cooking a little bit, even though I don't know what. Well, especially with this being during the week, and obviously school being back, like we're in the middle of September. Not sure what the attendance is going to be like. Definitely like that Thursday day game, probably not many. Tuesday and Wednesday, with them being night games, eh, maybe a little bit, but especially since now that we're pretty much out of the playoff race, I don't know. I hope there's decent support there for them. Uh, but then again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday they will take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Well, thank you. They haven't. Neither side. I mean, has announced anything yet. So obviously the Blue Jays are in a fight for the division. So if you can go 3-3, I'll take it. And again, just again, kind of finish strong, like finish above 500. So we'll see. Again, please play Carter Jensen and Cags every day. That's what I want to see. And then I'll be honest, I didn't watch too much of the games last week because, again, once they'd kind of lost, and especially once they had lost those first two, like I'd kind of been watching them. And then Thursday I watched a little bit, but honestly, yeah, the Philly series I didn't watch just because I was like, we're done. And then Saturday, I mean, was kind of like, well, normally I would, even with college football. But I was just like, I'd rather watch college football. And then Sunday, it was just like, Chiefs are on. NFL's on. I mean, Chiefs lost, but I was like, I'd rather watch the Chiefs in NFL than watch us probably lose and get swept to the Phillies. So, and Salvi really would have been the only reason to watch to try and watch him get his 300th. But I'm just kind of like, man, I'm disappointed, frustrated because there was a good, there was expectations for this team to be a playoff team, to win the division, at least maybe make a run to the, ALCS, but didn't happen, you know. But I would still rather have those expectations than not. So kind of probably next year, probably not going to have too high. And then if they exceed, great, But, we'll see. Just finish 500, at least 500, or if not a couple games over 500. So, yeah, with 10 games and we're 75 and 75, so you need to go at least 5-5. I mean, I think they can. I mean, I know we lost to the Angels, but they're still not a good team. And then just at least looking at the standings real quick. Um, Obviously, with that, Cleveland and Texas, so we would have to pass both of them. Um, but so your division leaders, I mean, it has changed a little bit, at least in the West, but the Tigers are 85 and 65 there, and the Tigers are in first. Then the Blue Jays are still, and the Tigers are 6.5 up on the Guardians. They'll probably clinch either at the end of the week or beginning of next week, depending on what Cleveland does. Toronto is in first. They're 5 games up on the Yankees. Seattle did take over first from Houston. They're a half game up. And then the Yankees hold the top wild card spot. The Red Sox are and then a half game behind them. They hold the second, and then the Astros hold the last spot. And then Cleveland and Texas are both 3 back. That is the AL side. On the NL side, the Phillies are the first. No, sorry. The Brewers were the first team to clinch, but the Phillies are the first team to clinch their division. And then them and Milwaukee are battling it out for the best record. Dodgers and Padres a little bit, but there's at least a little bit of a gap in between them and the Phillies and Brewers. But the Dodgers are still in first. They are 2 up on the Padres. Come on, Padres, please. And then the NL wild card. Wow. Okay. They kind of got back in it. But the Cubs do hold the top wild card spot. They are 4 up on the Padres, and then the Padres then are in the second spot, and the Mets hold the last spot. The Mets, though, have been like bottom, so it's kind of opened the door. I didn't think there would really be an open door for the Diamondbacks or the Reds, but the Diamondbacks sit a game and a half back, and the Reds sit 2 back. So the Mets are in danger of falling out of the playoffs. So I mean, I hope like either the Diamondbacks or the Reds get in, just because I can't stand the Mets. But so that is the playoffs. I mean, yeah, basically playoffs. That is the standings right now. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see what changes, especially on the NL side. That got tighter than I thought it would be. So that'll be at least interesting to watch. I mean, I'm still going to be watching at least, those games here down the stretch. But that is going to be it for this episode. On the next episode, I am going to recap the Chiefs' disappointing and frustrating loss to the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday, from this past Sunday. As they are 0-2 to start the season and 0-2 for the first time in the Mahomes era and the first time since 2014. So that is what I will be talking about on my next episode. That is going to be the next episode. But then Other episodes in the week, I will be recapping the weekend that was of the NFL as well as the college football weekend. And then later in the weekend, recapping Mizzou's dominant victory over the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. And then I'll also be previewing their upcoming conference opener against the South Carolina Gamecocks. And then also previewing the week 4 college football slate and week 3 NFL slate. So be on the lookout for those videos. I thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel and click that little notification bell at the top to be notified when I do drop new episodes. With that being said, I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. And obviously, with this being on Tuesday, but I do hope you guys had a great weekend. Other than the Chiefs losing, I mean, Mizzou won, but I did have a good weekend. So I hope you guys had a good one as well. Again, hope you have a good Tuesday. And with that, even then, still, let's go Royals. Thank you.